Yo, you know what time it is. We got another episode of Nothin Nice coming at you. It's your man JB. I'm here with my brother Mook. How you feeling, bro?
So what's up, man? Man, I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good. Fresh out
Let's
vacation,
go.
ready to get
And then
back
we got
into it. Let's
we
go.
got the one and only Mr. Clipper here. What's up, Josh?
Sir, yes, sir. Set the progression right. Set the
That's all
buttons.
I like to hear.
Here, man.
All right, yo, let's hop into it, bro. So the last time we left off, I said I got Indiana in 6. I said they're the most never say die team. But wait, before we get there, we got to backtrack. We got to backtrack. The Knicks, did they make a mistake by letting Tibbs go without having the next in line person? Because so far, 5 teams have said, "Hey, you can't talk to our coach. Don't even shoot a text." Man, what y'all think about that?
Go ahead, Josh. Go ahead.
My thoughts on that. That's a good question. I feel like it's kind of 50-50. I feel like Tibbs showed himself to. I wouldn't say not be ready because Tibbs is ready. But the whole world is noticing that these guys are exhausted and you're overplaying them. So that was pretty self-explanatory. But on the flip side, Tibbs is a legendary coach. But I don't know. To answer your question, I feel like them firing him wasn't very news breaking, but it definitely, with them not having anything in mind, it just kind of shows like, all right. I don't know. I guess in reality, I guess the fact that they have months to be able to, the fact that they're no longer in the playoffs. They have months to be able to figure this out. So, hey, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But as far as them firing Tibbs, hey, it is what it is, man. Bro was working the same 6
Man,
dudes the whole
okay.
game.
Mook, what's up, bro? What you thinking?
Honestly, man, I don't think it's I don't think it was a bad idea. Of course, anytime you trying to go steal, coaches from teams, I think that's a bad look anyway, man. I don't like the fact of stealing. It's like, say for instance, they do allow you to do one of those coaches, like it's like kind
Yeah.
of like the loyalty thing, man. I don't like it. I don't like this. I don't like the process of that. And I think it's a lot of young, deserving guys. You look at the Sam Cassells of the world, the Mark Jacksons. I don't know what the world going on with Mark Jackson. I don't know why. I don't know why he's getting
Man,
blackballed. I don't know who he pissed off.
Maybe
To
he
not,
might be
not
applying for the job. I ain't even heard
yeah,
him applying for the job though.
because he ain't getting jobs. I'm pretty sure after he was let go in Golden State,
I
that
was
he
gonna say, and
applied for
Mark
jobs,
Jackson's
man.
from
But
New York.
but it was
He's
like
from New
you
York
being
and he played
blackballed.
for New York.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He'd be
that
like
would
a
be.
perfect.
Oh, that would.
He'd be like
That
he'd be like
would
a
be a
perfect
trip.
fit. But it's obviously just that he's getting blackballed and he pissed somebody off. Like I said, you got Rajon Rondo, um,
Mm,
up and coming guy, man, who would be a good fit,
yeah.
and he's very familiar with Boston. He used to that type of atmosphere. So I think it's a lot of up and coming young guys, man, that's more than qualified for the job, and I think they can do the New York market. Um, like for instance, like when you say Sam Cassell, I put him in the same vein as a Tyronn Lue, maybe even more than Tyronn Lue. He's been around. He's a player type coach, and at the same time, he'll get into you and he'll hold you accountable. So I can see this working out really good for New York. The thing with Tills, man, yeah, he won. We won 50. He had back-to-back 50-win seasons, and yeah, he was progressing in the playoffs. But Rick Carlisle ain't going nowhere. Indiana's not going nowhere.
Yeah.
Boston is going to come back and they're going to be healthy. Um, and the team, in order to beat these teams, you got to play
Right.
fast, and you can't play fast when you're tired. You can't continue year after year to play 6 players. It's not going to work. You see right now in this finals right now, OKC looks tired. It's several times that Shea got fouled and he was just laying on the floor gasping for air, and they play 8 to 9 players. But this Indiana team play 15 players, and it's like they keep coming. They don't go away. If you watch the game,
Right.
OKC is getting a lead every game, but it's like they'll get a 12-point lead, and they'll have a flurry, and they'll come in and knock it down to 2. Next thing you know, you blank your eyes, you go use the restroom. You thinking, oh man, they up now. It's gonna be over. You come back from the restroom, they down by 2 points, and it's like, so
Yeah.
this Indiana
Yeah.
team, man, they don't stop coming, man. And it's more of the same, man. You got to have a deeper team. This ain't the NBA of old where you got a top
Bad.
3 and the same team's gonna keep going. No, everybody's playing. So you need a complete
Mhm.
team to win now. Because, like I said, the Indianas of the world is not going anywhere. They're only going to get better. The way Tyrese Halliburton play, I mean, people going to keep wanting to play for them. And Thibodeau, you got to get out of that old mentality.
And
You can't play 6 players. I'm sorry.
back
And
in
that's why he's
Chicago.
gone.
No,
The
okay,
players didn't
so
like it
I
either.
definitely I agree with that. Tibbs can't play 6, 7, or 5, 6 players or whatever. But what I feel New York messed up is it's like, you know how they say don't quit one job unless you have another job lined up. I feel like in this case, don't fire one coach unless you seriously have another coach lined up to take that spot, or if you have like heavy interest. Like I looked at the names that they reached out to, like they reached out to a little bit of everybody trying to see what happened. They reached out to the Mavs to see if Jason Kidd, if they could talk to him. They said no. They reached out to Houston. They really wasted their time with that one
Yeah.
to see if they could talk to Udoku. They said, of course not. Chris
Yeah,
Finch,
so
they
he
said
knows ain't
no.
going
Billy
nowhere.
Donovan, they said no. Quinn Snyder, they said no. Bro, and
I don't
I didn't
understand the Quinn
understand that
Snyder.
either,
What
but
he
they're
doing? What is
you
he
know they're
doing in
grasping
Atlanta?
for straws. You heard the other names that I mentioned, and I guess they want an established coach, but they just started grasping for straws. Now, if
Yeah.
and then another problem is they gave up 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. So like you're going if you're a coach, you're going into New
Yeah.
York knowing that you're gonna be unless guys take like friendly deals to come to New York, you know that you're going to be super limited by this, heavily paid roster that you have and no assets really that you could trade. So just off of that, that New York job isn't
You know who would be
as
a perfect fit?
alluring as you would think it would be with them having just gone to the Eastern Conference Finals. What's up,
Right.
who?
You know who would be a perfect fit? I think Monty Williams would be a perfect fit. I mean, when they went to the finals,
Yeah,
he had Mikal Bridges. He utilized him pretty good. I feel like he get the best out of his player. He's a player coach. He really overachieved. Looking back at that Phoenix team, he really overachieved with that team. It took a heroic type game from Giannis,
that
a
50-point
50-point
triple
game to
dub.
even get those guys out of there. When they took them to the finals with a past his prime, Chris Paul. So, I say a Monty Williams. Look at Monty Williams. I mean, I think he's more than qualified. I mean, you pair him up with a Brunson and ultimately I think they need to get rid of Cat. I think Cat, man,
We'll
he
get
too fair
we'll
weather,
get
man.
more.
One day he there,
Yeah, we'll
one
get
day
more
he
to that
don't know
during
what
the
you're gonna get out of
after the finals. But just off the top of your head right now, if you were to get rid of Cat, right? Because we all feel like Cat should have showed up more. He should have been more aggressive. He has to stop fouling. He needs to play defense. So there's some things that are just glaring about his game. But he can't hoop. Like never take that away from him because he's definitely one of the top 15 players in the league. But if you were to trade him, who would you trade him to, and for who? That will push the needle.
it. I would try to trade him for KD. KD would be a good fit. I think anybody would do that trade. I mean, it's of course you don't want to get nothing for KD. It's clear he's not going to be back in Phoenix, so you might as well try to take a chance and get something back for him. Why
KD
not
doesn't
shop
push the
Carl
needle though,
Anthony
bro.
Towns? And Carl Anthony Towns, you can look at, but he don't need to push it either. What the problem that the Knicks had when it got to the fourth quarter,
Right.
they knew where the ball was going. We're gonna blitz Brentson. So you won't be able to blitz Brentson if you got a KD that's shooting 50, 49.
I got
90, 50, 40, however you say it. Somebody that's shooting that good, like that's what KD will come in the fourth quarter. Brentson will get you to the fourth quarter, but most of the time when they get to the fourth quarter, they blitz Brentson because it's like the offense start to look at Brentson in the fourth
Okay,
quarter.
so
And
real quick,
everybody know who's
Josh,
getting
I'm
the
gonna let you
ball.
go on that in a second, but I just want to say we've seen a similar team to if KD went there already with Phoenix. Back when Phoenix had Booker, they had KD, they had Aiton, and they had some other guys on that team who were good at, who could hoop, and they couldn't get it done. They ran into Joker and they got smacked. So I just don't think that team, even if you, because do you think Booker is better than Brunson?
I don't think that Booker is as aggressive as Brunson. I think Brunson brings a whole nother mentality where it's like he keeps coming. He's relentless. And I feel like he's more relentless than Booker. Booker tends to settle for shots. And then Booker have stretches where he'd be undecisive. Like, he'll be in his head sometimes, be like, do I want to be a passer or do I want to shoot? Like, when Booker make up his mind that
That's
I'm going to
because
be
they
a
made him
scorer and
play
you're
the
not going to
one
stop me, of course, yeah.
instead of
I
letting him
think,
play shooting guard. They had him play a lot of the one in order to try to get mismatches, but that failed miserably. Josh, what's up, bro? What you think?
As far as
Yeah,
the
yeah. Well, you can start with
cat
the
trade
coaching
type thing,
for Tibbs. Like what coach do you think that they should bring in, and then you can tell me your trade destination.
I mean, when he brought up the Sam Cassell thing, they kind of locked in on that. Sam Cassell has been a coach that's been trying to get his foot in the door for years, as far as like actually being known as a coach, other than like this dude on the sideline helping the coach. So Sam Cassell would be, I would, as far as like the underdog story, I would like to see that. But as far as just like, I think what would work, I'm not really sure as far as who would work with the Knicks outside of somebody like, I said like a Sam Cassell, like you said, seem to be gritty, seem to know like a players coach. I think they would need like a players coach over there. I wouldn't say need, but I think it would be beneficial to have a players coach over there. Because Tibbs obviously don't know how it feels to be a player running
Running them into the
six
dirt.
people whole game. But, so they need a players coach. So Sam Cassell is a good option. I don't know why, like you said initially, I don't know why they would be reaching out to all these established coaches who have teams that they just played in playoffs. Like, bro, we good. Leave me alone. Like, especially like Jason Kidd. I'm glad that Jason Kidd came back with like a pretty like bold statement. Like, no, I'm good. Like, because I think a person like, especially like a person like Kyrie's so cerebral. He needs somebody
Yeah,
that's locked in with him. He don't need no coach that's like, hey, I went and checked him out for a couple of days, and I had to realize that you guys like, no, he's kind of like I ain't gonna say he's similar, but I think that he has like a similarity as far as just like how I am as far as like, no, if you with me, bro. Like,
yeah.
you need to be with me from the like before they even ask you. Like, don't realize that afterwards. So I like the fact that Jason Kidd denied that pretty
I
strong.
definitely right.
But I will go with again, Sam Cassell. I will go with Sam Cassell. But as far as the whole cat thing, Cat being traded, I don't necessarily think that he needs to be traded because like you said, like who would he go? Like where would he go? Who would he be traded for? Um, so I mean, I think his value is kind of like it's slowly declining. I wouldn't say like a old decline, but it's slowly declining. So I think that he actually just needs to stay with New York, but have like a more
Yeah.
realistic role. Like stop looking at this cat as being the dude that y'all need to win the championship.
Mm.
Y'all need something else, obviously. Like y'all need a better bench. Y'all need a better coach that's going to utilize your bench. like something of that nature. I don't think it's necessarily Cat needing to go somewhere. It's just Cat not being
Yeah,
seen as the guy. Like he's not that guy. Like he don't need to be Jalen Brunson, and I think Mikal
he
Bridges need to
does.
step up a little bit more because his skill set is like he should be able to get 20 points a game. There's no reason Mikal Bridges can't get 20 points a game with his skill set. So I think Cat just need to get his 10, 12 rebounds a game. Make sure we got help old boy out. I can't think of his name right now. Robinson, as far as getting rebounds, and help us be a championship contender. Get the rebounds throughout the season. Get us a good 17, 15 points a game. Mikal get us 20, 17. Jalen give us 25 plus. I think they'll be all right in that kind of with that kind of makeup. But Cat just need to be just seen to be who he is, other than like this superstar championship potential player. He just need to be seen as a
Okay.
guy
Now,
that can
real
help us
quick.
out.
Now, I do want to just real quick. When Mook said Rondo, I'm not gonna lie, that piqued my interest. I think that could be super interesting. I like
Oh
that one.
yeah,
I
yeah. I
didn't
forgot
I
about
didn't
that.
hear that.
Yeah.
That's a name we haven't heard, but that could be super interesting. Having Rondo because we know how smart he is and his basketball IQ. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into the finals.
Oh
We
yeah.
touched on it a little bit.
Wow.
I had Indiana in 6. Mook had OKC in 7. Josh, who you got?
Well, I actually had OKC in a sweep, but
I appreciate
Oh
him
yeah,
being
Mook,
able
you
to.
did have him getting swept.
You said what? Say it again.
yeah,
I forgot
I'm gonna
about that.
stand
You
on
did have him
business. You
getting
know,
swept.
I was wrong. So
He did.
You had KP sweeping on
you know,
Indiana.
I had OKC. It wasn't even gonna be close. I had them as a sweep. So you know, I'm man enough to say because this is called accountability, people. You know, I'm man enough to say when I'm right.
Yeah.
So I'm man enough to say when I'm wrong. Indiana, you know, forgive me. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I doubted you guys, and you
Sometimes
guys,
you got him.
just told me to shut up. So basically, I'm not ashamed to say it, man. I was wrong in this situation. They fooled a lot of people. It's a lot of people fooled. Like I've seen a lot of gentlemen sweeps out there. So this
Yeah,
Indiana
yeah.
team is proving me wrong right before my eyes, man. And it ain't nothing. You can say. OKC is healthy.
Yeah, Josh, go ahead. Go ahead,
Can I
bro.
make a
Ain't
point
no
real quick?
excuse.
Can I make a real quick point? I was going to say, man, bro, I was talking to my boy Justin earlier. One of my cousins, one of me and Mook cousins. I was talking to him earlier. I was just talking about pretty much like how this run, like if Indiana actually wins this championship, it's going to be similar to like that Dirk championship when he beat LeBron, Lamar Odom, and Paul Gasol. Break, but like, I'm not gonna put my boy Kobe in there. He beat Lamar Odom, Paul Gasol, uh, and he also beat who did he beat that year? KD.
Right.
He beat KD and Russ that year. I think if they were to win this year, it's gonna be reminiscent of that, not in the way of like the juggernauts they beat, but I think just the fact that I think it's almost I won't say it's as equivalent, but it's almost as grand the fact that they have have 5 game winners.
Yeah.
Bro got 5 game winners in one playoff, bro. Like I'm a Kobe fan, but like I don't even say the fake word fan. I'm a Kobe supporter, and if Kobe would have hit 5 game winners in one playoff run, bro, come on, man, I would have had a Kobe shirt on right now. But I would just say that the Pacers run right now, if they were to win this championship, the fact that everybody counted them out from every step of the way, like no commentator, no media personality, no basketball player, no team. Like nobody had them winning this championship, bro. Nobody from start to finish. Like they had Cleveland, not Cleveland. They had Cleveland. They had Celtics. They had the Knicks.
Milwaukee.
They had
They had Milwaukee.
OKC. Like everybody, Minnesota. Nobody thought about the Pacers winning this championship, bro. Like Tyrese Halliburton, the guy that gets you 10 points sometimes and 13 assists, but like no, bro. Like the way that he's won these games is like it show you how beautiful basketball is, bro. I hate to get sentimental, but yo, bro, it's like it's a special run if they would win this.
And do you know what would be crazy though?
What's
Like
that?
for a player to go on and win a championship after being voted The most overrated? You know, that's
He
the
said,
ultimate
overrate
setup.
this.
Yeah, that's cold blooded.
Yeah,
That's cold
that's
blooded.
crazy. That's
I
crazy.
would
Okay,
definitely respect Tyrese.
Tyrese
Can't
Halliburton.
say his name. Tyrese.
Okay, so okay, so
Respect
tell
him.
me this, Josh, and you start. What have you been seeing from this series that has Indiana up 2-1?
Just the firepower, man. I think, how can I say it? Indiana and people like Mathurin. Mathurin is just like one game he'll give you 0. The next thing he'll give you 20. Then he'll give you 25. Then he'll give you 13. Like, so I think people like Mathurin and Nimhard, bro. Nimhard and what's the other guy's name? He got like this French, like European kind of last name. Light skinned guy. No,
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 dark skin.
Nimhard is a light skinned guy,
He's a
right?
dark skin cat with
Yeah,
braids.
Nimhard is the
Who- What's the
You
light
talking about
skinned
the
guy's name? I
light
can't think
skin
of it
cat
right
with
now.
braids?
that's
On
Nimhard.
yeah. No disrespect to you, bro, if you ever see this video.
That's Nimhard. He ain't talking about
Oh,
Naismith. He talking about Nimhard.
Nate, yeah. So Naismith and Nimhard, like guys like that, is like offsetting OKC because people like Lou Dort and Caruso are interchanging. Lou Dort and Caruso don't go off on the same game. I think it's coaching. Now that I think about it, now actually I'm saying it out loud, I think it's coaching.
what would you
It's
change then?
Indiana is like
If it's
Carlisle is just
coaching, what would you
Carlisle.
change
Look,
for OKC?
Huh? I don't know, maybe like a Caruso Lou Dort combination or something. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I have to do like more analyzation of the game, to be honest. But yeah, it just seemed like Carlisle is like utilizing these guys in a way that OKC's just not doing. I can't even remember the coach's name, to be honest. But no disrespect to him because he's in championship right now. But uh, but yeah, man, just those pieces that Indiana have. They're such a dual threat. The guys can play defense. Like Nimhard is getting steals. Naismith is getting steals. Naismith is like
Yeah.
dunking on people even some scenarios, like going aggressively to the lane, shooting threes. Nimhard is like can mix you up, bro. Nimhard is cold, bro. And then I told y'all about this weeks ago, like maybe months ago. TJ McConnell. When they put that white boy in, that boy can get to any spot he wants. Like it's just been a matter of him not hitting shots over some of the time. But if he on, bro, like that dude, he a basketball purist, bro. Like he gets the mid range jumpers. He just gets mid range and he finds spots
He's
where you're
their
not on
JJ
him.
Barea.
Like where your hands is down, he rising up like he.
McConnell is their JJ Barea.
Okay, I'll give him that, but I
JJ
give him a little
Barea
bit
was
higher than
tough in
JJ
that
Barrera. I
finals.
give him.
And that
Well, JJ
finals
is a
with
champion.
Dallas versus
Yeah, JJ is a
JJ
champion, so I
Barea
can't
was
really
tough
say
in that
higher.
finals. He was getting the lays. He would hit an occasional three, hit the mid range, get some steals. He was talking trash.
Yeah.
JJ
No,
Barea
yeah,
was
you're right.
tough in
You're right.
that 2011 final.
Yeah.
While being a little, you're right. But
Yeah.
the only reason I said there was a difference between that because McConnell's probably like 4 inches taller than JJ Barrera. But JJ Barrera was doing like 4 inch taller
Exactly.
dude type stuff. So yeah, you're right. You're right.
Right. But just to go back to the coaching thing, I think O'Du doing a good job coaching. I think Williams just gotta be more efficient. He's not shooting a very
Boy had
good
26 points last game, bro. Lighting people up. You think you want him to get 34?
What you looking at is the box score. I'm looking at the game. I'm watching the game in its totality. He's not
Okay.
shooting well. He's not shooting the ball well. He's getting points, but he's not efficient right now. If you look at his previous series, Williams is shooting. He's not shooting a good percentage. He missing a lot of shots that he usually would make.
I can't put it on him though, but I get what you're saying.
If I
I
had
can't
to
put it
put
on
it
him.
on a
That boy's
player
getting
for
buckets,
OKC
man.
right
He's a
now,
bucket getter.
and we're recording this obviously before game 4, but if I had to put it on a player for OKC, I'm putting it on Chet. Because at what point, because Chet, what's Chet's nickname?
Oh,
They call him
I
the
forgot.
unicorn, right?
But I know he just got 20 points.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
Do they? Do
so
they?
at what point
Okay.
is he gonna do something special? You said he just got 20 points. Cool. That's what's up. That's just cool. That's what that is. At what point are we gonna have the seven, what is he, 7-2? The 7-2 7-3. Okay, okay. Well, at what point we gonna have a 7-3 guy who can hit threes and is the tallest person out there and should be able to get on the block? At what point is he gonna do something and take over Miles Turner? Miles Turner has been cool at blocking shots, but that game 3, Miles Turner was locking him up, blocking his
Absolutely.
shot, yelling in his face. And Miles Turner is 6'11".
That kind of good though. I'm like, dude, like Chet Holmgren is like
Bruh,
130 pounds,
listen,
7'3". Like, well, why would you expect that much? I wouldn't
you're
expect that
not
much from Chet. I wouldn't expect that much.
you're not
I
expecting
expect
that
more
from
from
Chet because
Rizzo and Lou Dort. I expect
Mook
more.
said
I expect them
that
to get more than
OKC
12
has a
points.
big three. And he said Chet was a part of that said big three. If Chet is gonna be if Chet's gonna be
And I
in the
tell
big
them,
three, then he has to take advantage of Miles Turner. Miles Turner Miles Turner has gotten cooked by a lot of good bigs. Chet, it's time for Chet to grow up. When was the last time we saw like when are we gonna expect Chet to take over and start like dominating matchups? He may,
When he
bro.
get his
He
weight
may
up,
never
if he
get
get his
his
weight
weight
up,
up.
then that would be understandable.
He may be like
But with him
KD,
being his size,
or he's just gonna always have the slimmer frame. He may even KG had a slimmer frame than a lot of other guys, but still, you can still do things to win your matchup. I've seen guys who are more slender be able to figure out ways to get it done. Go ahead, Mook.
right. And here's my thing with it, right? I did say old dude been doing a pretty good job of coaching, but I do gotta follow for one thing. You 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 don't you don't start a series when you've been playing the whole playoffs with a certain lineup. You don't change your lineup when you get to the finals. It's kind of like you were showing panic to me, and I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that he changed his lineup. I think he should have kept Hartenstein in the lineup. I feel like you playing down to Indiana and doing what they want to do. You playing their game, and I didn't agree with that. Of course, if you want to make changes, play game one and then make the changes. Don't come into the series making the changes like that before you even play a quarter. It seemed like it's just not a good look. I don't like I didn't like the look that said for
I
OKC.
mean, coaches go try to win matchups and they try to play it like a chess game anyway. So I'm not mad at that. What I will say to that though is I for me it's Chet. Honestly, it's Chet because I think the coach has done a fine job. It's come down mostly to playing on the court. We know Indiana is a never quit, never say die squad. Like they gonna go and get it. They're like, how much time do we have on the clock? Oh, if there's time on the clock, there's a chance. That's how Indiana plays, and that's how they've played the entire playoff run. So just off of the strength of that, bro, like you need OKC to step up. Williams has played cool. He's actually played cool. I mean, his percentage could have been better. I think what was that game one, but overall he has played cool. Shea is Shea, so he's gonna do his thing. But I need if Chet's gonna be a part of that big three as you crown him to be in, he needs to go ahead and step in and start putting foots in boys. He needs to start bringing that belt.
Yeah, I think Chet playing pretty good. I just think the bench is just
When you watched the
outscoring.
game the other day, when you watched the
The
game the
bench
other
is just
day,
outscoring.
did Chet pop off the court in the fourth quarter? Not the first half, but in the fourth quarter, did he pop off your screen at any point? Because the only time I noticed him on the screen is when Miles Turner was blocking his 3-point attempt.
Yeah, I seen that. I mean, that was. I mean, you can't let that happen. You 7-3. That shouldn't be happening. You know, I can't say nothing about that. I mean, to my point, I think the starters are like Williams haven't been shooting a good percentage, but for the most part, it's been the bench determining the game. Like McConnell. McConnell came in
Yeah.
and made a major difference. In the game. Welcome back, Josh. Welcome back, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came back.
Congratulations.
He came back and he made McConnell came in and made a major impact. And then you had Matherin also come in and contribute 20 points. I mean, this game has been determined by the bench. I mean, when you talk about the starters for OKC, they actually probably more than outplaying the starters for Indiana. It's just when they go to the bench, they getting a lot of production from the
Yeah.
bench. And you look at game 2, right? Wiggins for OKC came in
I
and
mean,
put up and had a great showing. To me, this game is being decided by the bench. It depends on whose bench is going to have a more of an impact. You watch both games, like even with game 1 when they stole game 1, the bench had a better impact than a bigger impact than OKC. So from what I've been seeing in this game, it depends on
Yeah.
whose bench is going to play the best ball. And one thing about Benjamin, he's been a he's been a he's been like a stable of consistency for Indiana. You know what you're gonna come. He's gonna come in there. He's gonna be tough. He's gonna get all into you. And then you got McConnell, who that
who you said has been a staple for him?
a stable of consistency is Matherin. He's been coming in. You know what you're gonna get from him. Even in like the Knicks series, you go back to that game 7. Was it game 6? He had a real good game for them. So, you know, he's not afraid of the big moment. He's not afraid of the shot. And you got to look at it. He started 16 games in the regular season also. And he's their third
I hear
leading
you.
scorer on the team
Yeah, but bro,
coming off the bench.
but again, so
So
my thing is, and Josh, this is just a recap for you. My thing is this: two things. Indiana is a never say die team. If there's time on the clock, they're gonna go get it. They like they're not belling out. They're like, we still got time.
No,
We can work it out. That's the first thing. Second thing is I'm expecting Chet to be better because I asked Mook. I said in that last game, not in the first half, but in the fourth quarter of the game when the game's tight and it means the most, did Chet ever pop off the screen to you? Mook said he never saw him pop off the screen. I said the only time I noticed him in the fourth quarter is when he was getting his shot blocked by Miles Turner under the rim and at the 3-point line. He has to be better. He's reminding me of James Harden when the old OKC Thunder went to the finals. James Harden has some good games, but overall,
I think you're going a little. I think you're going. I think you're
how?
stretching. I think you're stretching with that one.
How?
I think you're going a little too far.
Yeah, the
I
third
don't know.
option. That's what I'm talking about.
like a
The third
third
option,
option.
not how he plays. It's definitely not talking about how he plays. Just being the third option in that OKC finals from 2011. James Harden was the third option, and he didn't live up to what his potential was in that series and what he could have done.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah. I mean,
What I was saying,
go ahead.
yeah, what I was saying before you go, Josh, I was just saying
Mhm.
that this game is really being determined by the bench. Whoever wins the bench production wins the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's partly. Both of y'all, I mean, 2, 3 things can be true. I think all those things can be true, but it definitely, just for example, like say if Shea go off for 50, they won. If Tyrese go off for 27, they won. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it really ain't all the bench, but I mean, it's all that combined. It's just
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, it's just a good series, man. It's a different type of series. It's not really a formula because it's the full team. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was just Kobe going off or LeBron going off or like these single dominating players on the team, then it can be more definitive that way. But with the fact that both of these teams are emptying the bench damn near, like Yeah, it's different. They got Casey Wallace out there getting
Right.
significant minutes, and he wasn't even getting in the regular season, in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's people. These coaching is a beautiful display of coaching. I would say, and also just basketball, man. I like that it's not a drama filled season. I mean, I can appreciate, even though I'm not the biggest LeBron supporter, I can appreciate what he does and the attention he brings to the game. But I can also appreciate the fact that he's not in the playoffs and it's not so drama filled and so soap opera. And, well, the 43-year-old did this or whatever. How old he is? Like it's about basketball now. It's not all this narrative and clutch sports driven media. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just like to see basketball, man. So I think it's hard to kind of be able to say definitively like what's going to cause the win. It's going to be
Lucky.
just whoever plays the best basketball, bro, as a team. Because these are both two teams that play team
All
ball.
right,
So you
so
know that's my
let's
take.
switch it. Let's switch it up a
I'm,
little
I'm,
bit.
I'm
So tell
down
me
with it.
this, because we have two teams that are being led by their point guards. Their point guards are the best player on the team. Who has the most to gain from a championship, Shea or Halliburton? Shea?
Shea. Shea, because of so much responsibility has been given. He's been the number one throughout the season, or number one and number two interchangeably. Um, the media is putting so much pressure on him, like, hey, is this the Shea era? All that kind of stuff. Halliburton out here playing with house money. He out there laughing. That's why he's 5 for 5 on game winners, bro. Because he don't feel pressure. He don't give a excuse my French. He don't give a damn. Halliburton is one player I have seen that don't give a damn. Just as much. That's why I like the fact that he's come from Indiana, because he have this very similar energy to Reggie Miller. But Reggie Miller didn't give a damn. He don't care who he was. Jordan, Kobe,
That's
he fought
facts.
both
That's
of
crazy.
them. You know what I'm saying? So I like Halliburton, bro. So yeah, that's my
Okay.
take on that.
What's up, Mook? Who you got?
And hmm.
We gotta think about that one. Bro, I laid it out for you just then, bro. Halliburton 5 for 5, bro. Come on, man, ain't nothing to think about. 5 for 5, that's showing
let
you
me
bro
just
don't get like bro saying,
let
all
me
right.
just say this,
You don't
because
believe
I had to
me?
really
You don't
think
believe
about
me?
this,
All
right?
right.
I had to think
All
about
right,
this,
man, go
right?
ahead. Take your time. Take your time, bro.
Because
Take your time.
because I had to think about this. When have we ever seen a player that leads his team to an NBA championship when he's not the primary scorer, like that plays like, whenever we seen a player that plays like Halliburton, lead his team to a championship and win the
Chauncey
whole thing?
Billups.
Did he lead the champion? That was like kind of a
He was
more
100% the leader.
Chance
I,
Bill were the leader?
I thought it really was. I thought it was
I
more. I thought it was more of
For
a three-headed
who?
monster.
thought it was like a
Nah.
5 monster with this
On
dude, man. Like
defense?
all of them
I
was like
thought it was Rip Hamilton. I don't think it was. I don't
Absolutely.
think it was Billups
Absolutely. We're
leading
not going
that
to rewrite
team.
history.
Like,
We are not going to rewrite history. Chauncey Billups was for sure 100% the leader of that Detroit Pistons squad on the court.
what are we talking
I
about?
don't.
No,
Vocally.
in
You're
every
not talking
way.
about leader.
In
You're
every
talking
way.
about
As a
vocal.
matter of fact, the vocal. Wait. I got you. The vocal leader might have been Lindsey
He
Hunter.
was a
The vocal leader might have been Lindsey Hunter on that squad. But on the
but
court,
you gonna say
who is taking the big shots on the court? Chauncey Billups. That's big.
People up to a big
I don't
shots.
know.
He just made the
I
big
hate
shot.
Rasheed Wallace. Bro, I hate Rasheed Wallace, bro, because of his big shot making
No. I didn't
ability,
say
bro.
it.
Like
I didn't say
it
it was
wasn't
just him
just
though.
Chauncey.
No.
Rip, dude,
I didn't say it
Hamilton,
was
bro. I
just him.
can't stand Rip
If I
Hamilton,
said
bro.
it was just
I
Chauncey,
hate Rip Hamilton,
then
bro.
that's one thing. I didn't say that. I said who Mook said, when have we seen a player like this who's the leader of the team? He's not the top scorer on this team, and they win the championship at the guard. Chauncey
We
Billups
ain't seen it.
literally did
We
that.
ain't seen
He
it, bro.
beat the Lakers. Why did he win Finals MVP?
No. Dude, the headlines were
Why
not
did
about
Chauncey
Chauncey
Billups win the
Billups. He
Finals
was not the
MVP?
leader.
We
He was the one directing it. because of the big shot making
Okay, let me
ability.
ask
He
you
was
this. Let me ask you this.
bro.
Robert
That's
Ory,
why.
I
Robert
don't get it.
Ory, Robert Ory made big shots. Robert Ory made big shots,
He
but he
also didn't
wasn't
get
a
a
leader
Finals
of the
MVP, did
team.
he?
Chelsea
Hey,
Billups got
it's
Finals
it's
MVP. You
Googleable. It's
sure? I'm
Googleable.
like, damn.
It's Googleable.
I didn't
Iguodala,
even know that.
Ig-
I didn't know that.
Iguodala got the Finals
Was he
MVP, but he
was he the
wasn't a
point
leader
guard of
of
the
the
team?
team.
Hey, okay, check
Iguodala
this.
He
Check
got
this.
Finals
Look. When
MVP.
Iggy
Finals
won,
MVP.
everybody knows Steph should have won that because Steph led the team in points, assists, points, assists, and steals. Steph led the team in. Iggy didn't lead the team in any stats. They just gassed him for making it a little harder for Brown, even though Brown was still dropping 40 on his head. Chauncey
That's a
Billups,
good point.
like
But my point to that
who would you have given it to? Like nobody was like,
nobody even
hey,
knows that
Rick
he was
Hamilton should have got this
MVP.
Finals MVP.
You the only
Nobody
person on
said
earth
Rick
that
Hamilton
knows that,
should.
bro. You the only person on the earth that knows that Chauncey Billups has a Finals MVP. You're literally the only person, bro. You literally. That's my point, bro.
Look,
Like, no, man.
look.
I can't say
You
that
know what
we've
made
seen it
that
before.
team? You know what made that team for the Pistons so unique? Because they didn't have no superstars. And now you trying to say that Billups was a
Is
superstar,
Tyrese hurt?
basically. No,
Nobody's
that
calling
team,
Tyrese Halliburton
they
a
was
superstar.
It's debatable.
they
It's debatable, though. It's debatable.
Wait.
They're
Yes,
debating it.
they are
They are
debating it. And
debating
what
this.
is the general
They are.
consensus still? Guys, Stephen A., Magic Johnson, all these guys are still saying, no, he's not a. They're saying
Chauncey wasn't debated. Chauncey wasn't even
Magic
debated.
said
It wasn't
Tyrese
even
Halliburton is not a superstar. That's what the great Magic Johnson said.
That's
So look, so it's
that's
not even
fine.
they're not even
Because he's
debating
not.
it.
He's not.
They're not even
I didn't
debating it.
see
They're just
Magic
like,
say that.
hey, we appreciate what young fella's doing. However, you're still not that guy.
I didn't see Magic say that. I didn't see Magic say he wasn't a superstar.
Terrible.
You got to show me that quote because I didn't see him. I didn't hear him say. He said a superstar is someone that when you go to they how he can sell out that arena. He didn't say Halliburton wasn't a superstar because his
Does Halliburton
was
sell
saying
out
he's
arenas
a superstar.
during the regular season? No.
I don't know.
Bro,
He was the man
come
attraction.
on.
Like Chauncey
The
Billups was
reach
never
is
the
crazy.
he was the man attraction on Indiana Pacers. He is known as a leader. He's known as a
Mook,
clear leader. The Pistons of that year, there was no clear leader, bro. There was no clear. Chauncey Billups wasn't that
Here's my
dude.
problem with what
He
you
was
saying,
that
JB.
dude. He wasn't that dude.
yeah.
JB, here's my problem with what you saying. You trying to compare Billups and Halliburton, and
Are
they
they?
in two different classes. For
That's what
one
I'm saying.
thing, Billups was way up into his career. I ain't gonna say way into his
Because
career,
he's
but he
still
wasn't
playing.
as
He
young
was.
as
Bill still
Halliburton. And
Bill
He
still
was
played
pretty
at
when he was the coach.
he still played at Denver after that.
he played at Denver. Well, come on. But my
Yeah, he
thing
did.
is, my thing is this right here, right? Everybody know that team is looked at like a collective. Like anybody could have gotten on any given night. It could have been Rasheed Wallace. It could have been Ben Wallace.
Rasheed, okay,
Could have been
I got you. I got you.
Prince.
No.
Could have been
That
Rip
sounds good. I
Hamilton.
got you, bro. So in that series, Richard Hamilton gave you 21, 5, and 4, right? Billups gave you 21,
There you
3,
go.
and 5, and a still and a half a game.
Case closed.
No,
You ain't
I
helping
got
your
you.
case. You ain't helping your
Case
case right
closed.
What
now.
you mean?
Case closed.
Rasheed Wallace gave you 13.
You ain't
So
helping your
he's
case.
out. Ben Wallace gave you 10. He's out. Tayshaun Prince. Tayshaun
But the two,
Ben
Prince.
Wallace
Tayshaun
was shut
Prince
down
gave you
set.
10.
there was no
He's out. So
competition.
the only possible comp would have been Richard Hamilton. But every time they needed a big shot, who did they go to? Wait, and then wait, I got you.
Come
I
on
got
now.
you.
Who's the possible
Even
for Tyrese
furthermore,
Halliburton?
even
Who's the
furthermore
possible
to
cover?
my point, Pascal Siakam just got the Eastern Conference Final MVP. What are we doing? Pascal Siakam literally just got it. That was what, 2 weeks ago?
That's
Okay,
that's that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good
okay,
accolade that he can.
okay, okay. So you saying, Jericho, you saying that? Okay, we just seen Brown just get the Finals MVP and the East Conference MVP. People still saying Tatum lead that team, which is rightfully so.
No, I got you.
So you can't go by that.
Wait,
We ain't gonna play those
The
games,
the
Josh.
reason why
What
we
you
can't,
trying to
Mook,
do?
you've been trying to trade
JB,
Tatum and
JB,
keep Brown on
hold on,
Boston
JB.
for at least 2 years now. So you don't get to make that point.
JB, JB, I'm one man. But what you trying to do, you trying to manipulate the viewer. You trying to manipulate the people to prove your point. But when everybody knows, if you watch that Pistons game, you know Bill Wallace had 10 points, and he was way more than any points he contributed. If he averaged 10 points, it was a gift in itself. Because everybody knows the way Bill contributed to that game had nothing to do with points. You knew that. You knew he had to deal with Shaq. You knew that he put them paws and them claws on Shaq. He made
He
Shaq very
did.
frustrated. What he did in that series
He
was
did.
way more
And
than
if
10
there's
points.
a
So
defensive
now you
MVP of
cannot
the game, it
manipulate
would
the
have been Ben
viewer
Wallace.
because we got some viewers. John, JB, we got some viewers that are too young on the record to watch that game and know what happened. But you talking to me, I watched this game. Now you talking about a lifelong Laker hater, right? And knowingly, I'm saying this. I'm a lifelong Laker hater. And nobody gets like Kobe and Shaq as a tandem more than me. I'm telling you. It's nice I didn't sleep well. You know what I'm saying? Because of these jokers.
I was in the
I'm
same.
telling
I
you,
was
did
in the
nobody
same
get no more
vein.
than me. And I was so proud of Ben Wallace. I didn't even like Rasheed Wallace. I'm gonna be honest with you. But for you to come on here and say that was out front land team by Billups, come on now. You better than that now. That was a
Crazy.
collective. That was a collective. That was 5 players. It was 5 players in their prime or right after a little bit past their prime that came together like that's just like with the Celtics, right? Paul Pierce was the leader because he was the longest tenured Celtic. But you just can't say that team was really led by Paul Pierce. Some people would say that team was led by Kevin Garnett. Some people would say that team was led by
James
Rondo.
Posey.
Some people would say that team was led.
They said it was led by James Posey.
No. Some people would say that team was led by Doc Rivers. You know what I'm saying? You try to throw in James Posey, but you get what I'm saying, though, bro. And some people would say
Tyrese Halliburton is not Chauncey Billups, bro. I'm not saying not even shitting on Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups was a champion. But the thing about it is
Bro,
it's not
y'all
equivalent.
saying
It's
that
not
it's
equivalent.
not equivalent when it literally is. Now, here's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that Tyrese.
What you doing? You reaching.
Put your little beige arm down. So what?
You reaching right
So what
now.
I'm not saying is that Tyrese Halliburton isn't better than Billups, even though I mean that's all relative. What I am saying is their roles are almost the same. Tyrese Halliburton, if you watch the game, he lets the game come to him. That's why he'll have a game with like 13 points, 11 assists, and 7 rebounds. That's why he'll have those type of games because he'll pass the ball, dish out, let everybody cook. Whoever gets the ball off the rim, he will let them push the ball up court.
Have you ever seen let me ask you this. Have you ever seen Billups take over a game like Halliburton? 5 game winners in one season.
He hasn't
You seen
had
stuff like
5
that?
game winners in
You seen
one
that
season.
before?
But I mean,
That matters.
on his
That
championship
matters.
run. No, I'm saying on Chauncey's
It
championship
happens.
run, he also didn't need 5 game winners to win it. I said on Chauncey's
What's that
road to
again?
winning
He
the
did what?
championship, he didn't need 5 game winners to win it.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Can we be honest? Can we be honest, JB? Did Did nobody say nothing to Bill if he had a 13-point game? Did nobody come on to the next night and say, we expect Bill to have 21, 22 points and 10 rebounds and get everybody going? Nobody said that about Bill. Nobody said him on there. Nobody had those expectations of him being a 20-point
The
plus
Chauncey
scorer
disrespect
on
is
that team.
crazy.
Nobody. If he was that decent, if he was that good, he wouldn't have been traded.
The Chauncey disrespect is crazy. It is insane.
I'm not disrespecting him. I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just putting him in his place, bro. It's like people got places. Like you out of line right now, bro. Because you disrespected Halliburton.
How am I disrespecting him when I picked him to win? And I was like, if he's basically copying the same mode that Chauncey had, to where he gets his teammates involved, he scores, and he closes out the game. Chauncey also closed out the games.
Chauncey's a spot up shooter more so.
Halliburton
is mixing people up. Halliburton is getting 11 dime.
The disrespect is crazy.
There's two totally different games, bro. The game is two totally different ways. It's two totally different roles on the team. Like, that's why I just can't really get with what you're saying. I see what you're trying to say. The fact that they won, it was a team effort and all. I get what you're trying to say, but like I have to agree that it was you reaching to get to that point. Like you still like a whole arm length away from that point. Like you still reaching.
Let me ask you a question, JB. What's the difference between a first round and a fourth round?
Right now, Halliburton's averaging 20, 10, and 5. So the difference between what he averaged and what Chauncey averaged is Chauncey had 1 more point and 4 less assists. That's the difference between them right now.
Okay,
what are we doing? Y'all acting like Tyrese is out here giving you 20 in the game. I didn't say Shea and Chauncey. I said Tyrese and Chauncey. What are y'all doing?
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, bro. Let me ask you this, and I want an honest answer. What's the difference between a first rounder and a fourth round?
In the NFL? I was about to say about $15 million.
No, besides the millions, what's the difference between a first round and a fourth round?
Expectation?
The responsibility.
Expectation. That's why you can put $15 million on that player. Expectations is a mother. When you the number one on the call sheet, when you expect to do it and you do it, that's a difference. There's a difference when I got a kid. That's a difference when I'm Michael Jordan and my son is Jeffrey Jordan. The expectation, right? That's a difference when you running and your daddy named LeBron James. The expectations is different. There's a difference between Bill and Halliburton. Halliburton is the face of that organization. He's that franchise player. He's expected to score. He's expected to 20 points. When he averaged 20 points, you was even shocked to see he averaged 21 points.
But here's what I'll add to my point. Halliburton, just because you're saying the number one on the call sheet, blah, 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 all that jazz, Halliburton was also called, which you all pointed out earlier, the most overrated player in the league. So there can't be that much expectation for somebody they're calling the most overrated player in the league, right? You guys said he's playing with house money. Sounds like Chauncey was also playing with house money because that Lakers team was smacking everybody on the way to the finals. Like what are we doing?
I got one thing to say to that, bro. I got one thing to say to that. The prophet Drake said, jealousy is just love and hate at the same time.
Boo. Boo. Tomato, tomato. Hang it up flat screen.
I'm not saying that to the prophet. I'm just, I'm just speaking.
He's done.
But yeah.
I mean, even though the fact that they said, I mean, even you bringing that point up kind of kills your point also, because the fact that you're saying that people are saying he's overrated. When did they say that about Chauncey? When did he have that kind of pressure? When did he have that kind of role? to even be called overrated. He could give you 11 points and
Man,
okay.
y'all.
He didn't shoot as good. He didn't shoot as good as he could have that night. But
That's the thing.
Tyrese Halliburton
That's
give you
the
11
thing.
points. His team will not win if he keeps doing this. His team, he will not give them. The OKC will go with the next 4 games. Like, come on, bro. Like,
You know what?
I'm not saying you looking at more of the numbers.
Halliburton doesn't give you
you're a
crazy
victim of the numbers,
numbers
but
though. That's the thing. Like I feel like that's what you guys are missing. I feel like you guys watch, but Chauncey doesn't give you crazy numbers either. And I feel like that's
I'll break it down for you. That's
it's
my whole
about the
point. Like, it's
impact
not
that they're
about the
having on
numbers.
the game,
That's
right?
my whole point. It's not. It has nothing to do with it.
They have the same impact.
Exactly. Like, that's my whole point. How?
Hey, what's Chauncey's nickname? What's Chauncey's
Chauncey
nickname?
wasn't setting up bad.
Mr. Big Shot. You
Big
think
Shot.
you think you get that name?
Exactly.
You think you get that
Pass it to
name
him
by just being on the court?
Now he go create shot for you.
All right, go ahead.
No, bro, hear me out. Big Shot Billy. Remember, Big Shot Billy, because he was a recipient of a pass.
What?
And he made shots. That's not where Halliburton is looked at. Halliburton is looked at have to be a shot maker and also a shot creator for his players. Like, Chauncey wasn't that 11 assist guy, bro. That's the whole point. Like, Halliburton is having to take up so much load that he had to get like 8 rebounds. He had to get like 11 assists and at least 15 points. Like, they don't look for that for Chauncey. Chauncey need to go make some wide open threes. You need to make your damn threes. You make your threes. I don't need you to keep passing me the ball. Make your damn threes. Rasheed gonna get his shot. Ben gonna post somebody up and get his rebounds, his putbacks. What's the boy named Tyrese? He gonna light somebody up from 3. Like, it wasn't that type of basketball. It was a whole different game, bro. That's the whole point. Yeah. Like, Chauncey had to play a whole different game, which gave him a whole different responsibility.
And to your point, Josh. And I know we're going over a little bit because it's getting late. Yeah. But I'm gonna say this right here. To your point, Josh. Halliburton probably account for more than 70% of their offense.
Yeah. At least 62. At least 62.
Bill probably accounted for like what?
26.
I gave you the numbers.
26
at the most. I gave you the numbers. Like,
I'm talking about accounting for the offense in totality.
He and Rip Hamilton
assisting
were the 2 highest scores at 21 and 21. He had the most assists, but man, that's wild. That's why.
Rip had more responsibility on that team than Chauncey did, if you want to be real.
Yeah. Rip's job. No. Wait. What did Kobe say he felt guarding Rip? Do you remember how they played Rip in that series? They had him coming off of screens like Steph Curry, coming off a hella down screen. He was coming off the screen, mid-range, whack. Coming off the screen, mid-range, whack. That was Rip Hamilton's situation. You don't have to look to get nobody involved. Like, his responsibility.
The offensive don't need you to play no defense. Right. We need you to hit the mid-range.
That's his job.
Like, we need Chauncey to hit them threes.
And at the end of it, he and Chauncey have the same number of points. When Chauncey's getting everybody involved and scoring, what are we doing? What are we doing?
They killed your point.
This can't be real.
They killed your point.
You know how we're going to settle this? Hey, y'all know how we're going to settle this?
Rip had more assists than Chauncey did. Go look at the numbers. Rip had more assists than Chauncey did. Go look it up. I only have to look it up. I guarantee, just in general, he's a more of a pass driven person than the Chauncey was. Chauncey, you pass the Chauncey.
Who do you think Chauncey Billups is?
He don't swing the rock.
Swing the rock. Okay.
He not swinging the rock, Billy.
This how we gonna settle this. I need everybody that's watching this to go in the comment section and put who do you think is more valuable to their team, and do you think expectations of each player? Because I don't even think it's close. Halliburton do way more than Billups, and the expectations of Billups is way more impact. The expectations of Halliburton.
Hey, real quick, Rip Hamilton's never had more than 4 assists. More than 4 assists in the season. So that's crazy. So that's just.
What about?
And that you want the finals or what?
Just that series. Talking about this year's series.
See, let
He
me see.
may
Let me
have 3,
see. Finals. Let me go back.
maybe 4 too. He may have the same amount.
Rip had 4. Chauncey had 5. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you.
He lying.
This
He
is
lying.
no.
He lying, y'all. He lying. And even then, that's just one more assist, bro. Like, I mean, I digress on that. I'm saying he had more assists, but just one more assist that shows that even more so that these dudes was like, it was everybody's team, bro. It was everybody's team. Like Halliburton got to get his team going.
After that,
He
the
has to get
next
his team
person
going.
who highest
Like
in
if he
assists
ain't,
That
was
Houston
Tayshaun
team
Prince
was a
with 2.
collective.
You can get 2 assists on accident. Man, no, I can't get it. Y'all let us know in the chat, like Mook said, because I know I'm not tripping. I know I'm not tripping on this one.
Okay.
Hey, okay, but real quick.
No.
So push it forward. Rick Carlisle, let's say Indiana wins this championship. Where does he rank in current coaches and active coaches?
I will put him
Since Mike Malone just don't have a job, I would say 1 because he put him over Spoelstra. Like Spoelstra just had a good job. Spoelstra was like a video guy. I would put him as number 1 if he wins this one. They have active coaches.
I'm not a prisoner of the moment. I'm not a prisoner of the moment in this situation. So I'll probably have to
Behind
put him
who?
third. Behind Udoka
Bro,
and
what is
Tyronn
happening
Lue.
to this evening?
What?
What?
Udoka ain't won it.
Hey, my
Udoka
bad.
went to
I
the
must have been
finals.
in a coma.
Okay.
Did he win said finals? Okay.
Look,
He did.
everybody know that if Udoka wouldn't have did what he did, he would have gone that Celtics team would have won in more impressive fashion than next year. Everybody know that.
But he didn't though. He
Everybody
didn't
know
though.
that the coach inherited that team. Just like
If
Steve
Imp
Kerr
wasn't fifth
inherited.
though. If Imp
I
wasn't fifth,
agree.
we can't you that's alternate history, bro. They didn't have
What did he do with a
Okay,
less
no,
talented
I
team
got you. I
and
got you.
had in
I
the
got you.
second
Because
seed?
you said prisoner of the moment. First of all, if Rick Carlisle wins this one, I'm gonna put him number 1, and behind him it would be Steve Kerr, and behind Steve Kerr it would be Spoelstra, because I'm not gonna discredit what Spoelstra did. However, not being a prisoner of the
Steve
moment,
Kerr,
Dirk has
Steve
the
Kerr been
most
one question.
impressive championship run in the history of the NBA to me and to a lot of people because of what he went through to get that ring. And his coach was Rick Carlisle. So that's not a prisoner of the moment. This man has won in, and he has a great chance to win again.
Yeah. Hey, more power to
Oh
him.
yeah, he
What
has
if he
yeah,
don't?
I'm sure he won before. Yeah. So yeah, he would definitely be one as far
But
as
what if he
active
If
don't
coaches.
he
win?
doesn't win,
But what if he don't win?
he's somewhere like 5. He's 5.
He'll be right where I got him. He'll be right
But
where I got him.
the question was if he wins. Who you putting him in front of him?
I can't
How?
put him in front of Udoka.
Udoka hasn't won anything.
And I can't put him.
Steve Kerr in front of him by default. I put Steve Kerr in front of him by default because he got Steve Kerr
I
got 4
can't put
rings.
Steve Kerr. I can't put Steve Kerr because after I seen what Steve Kerr did in the Olympics and what he did this year to Kaminga, I can't do it. I think he's
And that
losing
boy
his
got 3
head.
rings, man.
I think
That
he's
fella
a
got 3
product.
rings.
I think he's a
Of
product
Steph.
of Steph Curry.
Mark Jackson.
Steve Kerr says in
I think
Steph
he's
we
a product of
trust.
Steph Curry. I think he's a product of Steph Curry, like Belichick was a product of Tom Brady.
That's tough. All right, y'all let us know in the comments who out of the active coaches, who do you all have? Rank them for us. 1, 2, 3. You know, go to 5 if you need a room, but for sure give us 1, 2, 3. All right. You know how we like to switch it up at the end. So we gonna put a team on the court. Y'all tell me best of 7, okay? I'm gonna give you the teams. We're gonna have the scoring chance versus defensive player of the years. So the scoring chance versus the defensive player of the year trophy winners squad. All right. So for the scoring chance, we got Steph, we got Kobe, we got KD, Karl Malone, and Shaq. Those are the scoring champs. That's the squad for the scoring champs. For the defensive player of the year team, we're gonna have Gary Payton, we have Jordan, we have Kawhi, we have KG, and we have Dream. Best out of 7. Who y'all going with? Josh, you go first, bro. Steph,
Who's the
Kobe,
first team again?
KD, Karl Malone, and Shaq versus Gary Payton, Jordan, Kawhi, KG, and Dream.
Yeah, anytime Kobe and Shaq on the team, yeah, it's automatic, bro.
So you
Sign,
got him
seal,
at 7.
deliver, game over. Against that team, I got him in 5 or
6
6.
of yours.
6.
Okay.
To be respected.
All right, Mook, what's up, bro? What you thinking?
And I gotta go with the defense, man. I think Gary Payton gonna lock up Steph. He gonna frustrate him. He gonna get out in his grill, beat him up. Jordan himself. Jordan is gonna.
All right, let
Kobe
me ask
gonna
you
be
this. Hold
saying.
on. What era?
Kobe gonna
What
be
era?
saying,
That
y'all.
matters. What era are we playing?
It
Everybody's in
doesn't
their
matter.
prime,
We
and
talk about their prime.
we'll do early. I got you.
But
I
it
got you.
doesn't matter. Like, the era is
We'll do
now,
early
then
2000s
people probably get
rules.
found out, bro. Oh, okay.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
tell you this right here. I'm gonna tell you right here. Jordan is gonna take it to Kobe because Kobe jacked out Jordan moves,
And added some more to it.
but Jordan is the originator. You don't teach.
Yeah.
You don't teach
And
him
Jordan
all
was
your tricks.
more athletic too.
So yeah. So I'm gonna take Jordan, and then you gotta look at the Dream and Shaq. Dream footwork was just too crazy good. He'll foul Shaq out. I just don't see Shaq not fouling out against the Dream.
If you talk about prime versus prime, like when we actually battled against each other, Shaq when they had
Right.
prime. Shaq was young,
Right.
but
This
he
is
wasn't
Lakers Shaq
prime.
that they got.
I think if Shaq would have battled, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if it had been like prime, triple ring Shaq, then yeah, Dream. Yeah, I think Dream would have still been effective, but Dream wouldn't have been as effective. Like Dream would have been put in the blender, bro. Dream probably would have been injured.
But yeah, but this gonna be one of them ones we got to put in the chat because I know we ain't gonna agree.
Yeah, because
So
I
let's
think the
get
whole
this.
Jordan Kobe peak. I feel like Kobe. I like the way. All right, it's they had two different games in a sense. Like they game was very similar, but Jordan was more mechanical. Kobe was more like a free flowing kind of baller. He was more like a street hooper. That had Jordan kind of moves. That's why I feel like he took it up a notch. Like he added this era. Like that's who you gotta realize. This is who Kyrie learned from. Kyrie learned all
I'm
this.
just gonna.
So what?
I'm gonna leave it right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna leave it at this because you know I got things to do with people to see, right? So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it right here at this. I ain't never heard of the Kobe rules, but I did hear of the Jordan rule.
Beach
Mic drop.
drop.
I mean, because it's sequence. It's a sequence of events, man. Like I mean, if you have first the league was different. First off, but if you've already seen how what affected this same type of player, you won't have to call it that no more. I'm sure teams was like trying to put Kobe on his tail too. You know, like this teams have definitely played Kobe aggressively, but the era the whole basketball era was different. So I mean that's valid, but I think it was just different, bro. Like if Kobe would have played back in that time and had to been who he was, like of course he had to learn from Jordan, but if he would have been that same guy, yeah, they would have had some Kobe rules too, bro. Like it's just hard just to really compare Kobe to Jordan, man. Like I have to give it to Jordan because he was an originator, but Kobe just really took it
Listen,
to a
Kobe's tough. We're
whole
gonna
other
get
notch.
into a Kobe discussion during the off season for sure. I'm going with the defensive squad as well, just
Oh no
because they
doubt,
can
no doubt.
lock up, and everybody who I named on defense can also go get their own. So I'm rocking with the defense as well. Y'all let us know in the chat who y'all got. Once again, we always appreciate y'all pulling up with us. Yo, Josh, appreciate you in the building, man. For sure, for sure, for sure. Mook,
Appreciate it, man.
bro.
Glad to be here.
Exactly. It's a celebration every time we link up. Y'all know what it is. We got more basketball ahead. We're going to chop it up. Then once that's over, we're going to talk about a little basketball, a little football. Yeah, the season's upon us. The season's upon us. We're going to talk about trades, all that. Yo, hit us up on IG, TikTok, YouTube, all that. 365, Nothin Nice. That's NothinNice. Nothin Nice. We appreciate you pulling up. I'm your man, JB. We out.
Peace.